So just making sure that you guys are aware of this. It was kind of overlooked on Friday because of what we experienced on Thursday after the market closed. And that's because Amazon exceeded expectation, markets began to recover, and everything looked green. The one thing that again was quickly overlooked was the job reports. For those that did not see, and again, please feel free to do your own due diligence. It's not necessarily the end of the world, but it's been a big focus for the Federal Reserve. So I wanted to quickly come on here and express why this is so crucial. So the US economy added 12,000 jobs in October. This is well below any expectation from any economist. If you guys did not see, the actual expectation from Wall Street, I think was like, it missed by over 100,000. This was one of the biggest misses and one of the worst addition of jobs since we've seen since COVID. And now again, like why was the market still reacting in a very positive way? Because of what was reported Thursday after the market closed. Amazon reported earnings, Apple reported earnings, and again, these are trillion-dollar companies. So this was quickly overlooked. Now, don't get me wrong, the unemployment rate only came in at 4.1%, which was within expectation. But the addition of 12,000 jobs that were added, which was well below the 113,000 gain that was expected, that's an insane miss. And it's because our government has to continue to adjust really since the beginning of this year. And if you guys remember, the Federal Reserve has had a goal to continue to cut interest rates as long as the labor market supports it. You guys remember when inflation was up at highs of 9.1%? That was the big focus for the Federal Reserve. But like you guys might have heard, Jerome Powell's focus is no longer inflation because inflation seems to be under control, right? It's now at 2.5% or less. So it's pretty much non-existent. It's relatively really close to their target. But the labor market, they have stated that they will continue to cut interest rates as long as the labor market does not show that it is cooling off too much. The Federal Reserve does not want our unemployment rate to go above 4.4%. They stated. Now, what happens if it continues to cool down? And this is the one chart that I wanted to show you guys very quickly. This is the tracking of job growth under, I don't care if it's Biden or Trump. I don't want to get political. I just want you to see how it's progressively been declining. Now, I do not care if it's Kamala or Trump that is going to take office in 2025. The thing that you must be aware is this is not something that the Federal Reserve has expected or factored in. Now, if the labor market continues to cool off, can the Federal Reserve begin to pause in their interest rate cuts? Because again, Jerome Powell made it very clear. They're taking things meeting by meeting. So as long as the inflation and the job market and job report continue to support that we are not cooling, then yes, they will continue to cut interest rates. But if this continues to be the case, it's going to be very interesting to see what Jerome Powell says during this month's FOMC meeting. And again, we will be live streaming it for free here on our YouTube channel. So if there's ever been a meeting that you might want to pay attention to, it's going to be now, because we want to see if the Federal Reserve is concerned with this cooling and this continuous adjustment of the labor market. Now, again, this is obviously before they even state anything, but I just wanted to express with you because I know a lot of you have been paying very close attention to how the Federal Reserve has been really nitpicking the job market, right? They don't want unemployment to be above 4.4%. We currently sit at 4.1. And if this continues to cool with all this talk about big tech reducing their guidance for 2025, and if there's more layoffs that continue to happen, then again, it should only be a matter of time that potentially the Federal Reserve might no longer be in a position to continue to cut interest rates if the labor market doesn't support it. So we will see, we'll follow this meeting by meeting, but I just wanted you guys to understand why this was significant. They only added 12,000 jobs. Let me make sure. Yeah, 12,000 jobs in the month of October, which is a terrible month one of the worst since COVID, and that was during a world shutdown. So if you guys have any comments that you guys want to share about this, feel free to comment down below. But I want to quickly come on here as we kick off this upcoming week. If it's not this week, it's going to be next week. It's going to be the CPI data report, which will share where the inflation rate is at. And then the Federal Reserve will come together during that FOMC meeting and announce there's an expectation that they're going to be cutting interest rates 25 basis points. We will see if they comment or if they get asked any questions. As many of you guys know, 30 minutes after that FOMC report, there's an FOMC meeting where Jerome Powell will answer analysts' questions. And I have no doubt that people will bring up this job market or labor report because it was not good. So again, I hope that it earned a thumbs up. Just wanted to keep you guys updated. And if you guys want to tune on into our live session tomorrow, it's going to be the second link in the description down below. And do not forget, if you also want to follow our politician trade tracker, it's absolutely for free. And it's the first link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.